There once lived a young man named Obinna, the only son of his widowed mother, Mama Nena. They lived near the river that curled like a silver snake around Umuaro village. Obinna was gentle-spirited, hard-working, and known for a rare kind of quietness, the sort that made goats approach him without fear and birds perch on his shoulder when he farmed. Obinna had one love in this world: water. Not just drinking it. Not just bathing in it. He loved watching it, listening to it, talking to it. His mother worried. "Obinna, my son," she would say, placing her wrinkled hands on his cheeks. "You spend too much time by the river. Spirits dwell there after dusk." But Obinna only smiled. "Mama, water is older than spirits. How can I fear what has carried my ancestors?" Still, the elders had long warned that the river was alive. Not alive like fish or crocodiles. Alive in the way a god is alive. There were stories of people who entered the water and returned with strange dreams. Stories of those who heard someone calling their name when no one was around. Stories of lovers who found stone footprints on the riverbank after a full moon. But Obinna never feared the river. To him, it was a friend. One evening, as the sky burned orange and the wind carried the smell of wood smoke, Obinna went to fetch water. He was humming softly when he heard the sound. Not the sound of rushing water. Not the sound of birds. Not even the sound of the wind. It was singing. A voice fragile as silk. Soft as a whisper. Sweet as palm wine. Lonely as an abandoned flute. Obinna froze, his heart dancing inside his chest. There, sitting on a rock with her feet dipped in the water, was a woman. No, not just a woman. She was beauty carved from moonlight. Her skin glowed like polished bronze. Her hair cascaded in long waves that shimmered even though the sun was setting. Her eyes, her eyes were twin lanterns, dark, deep, ancient. She was the kind of beauty that did not belong to ordinary earth. Obinna swallowed hard. He had seen many girls in Umuaro, girls who giggled around him during festivals, who danced with trembling shoulders when he played the flute, who stole glances at him in the marketplace. But this woman was not from anywhere he knew. She looked up. Their eyes locked. The world stopped. The river stopped flowing. The birds stopped flying. Even the wind paused, as if holding its breath. She smiled, quietly, shyly. Obinna felt his knees soften. "Good evening," he managed to say, though his voice trembled. "Good evening," she replied, her voice like water brushing stones. Are you from this village?" Obinna asked. She shook her head. "No." "Then, where?" Her eyes flickered to the river, then back to him. "A place close, but far." The answer made no sense. Yet Obinna felt no fear. Only curiosity. And something else, something warm and frightening. "What is your name?" he asked. She looked down for a moment, as though hesitating. Then in a voice barely louder than a breath, she said, "My name is Amarachi." The name wrapped around Obinna like a spell. He had no idea that from that moment, nothing in his life or the village would ever remain the same. From that day, Obinna met Amarachi at the riverbank every evening. She never came during the day. She hated sunlight. She never went near the marketplace. She avoided the villagers. The only person she spoke to was Obinna. He didn't care. He was in love. A powerful, breathtaking, frightening kind of love. One evening, when the moon floated like a silver plate in the sky, he finally asked, "Amarachi, why do you only come at sunset?" Her eyes darkened. "Some things," she whispered, "do not belong in the day." "Are you one of those things?" Obinna asked, half joking. But she did not smile. Instead, she touched his hand, cold, shockingly cold, and whispered, "You must never ask me about my past." Her touch was freezing, but Obinna's heart burned. "I don't need your past," he said softly. "I only need your future with me." Her lips trembled. A single tear slipped down her cheek and fell into the river. When it touched the water, the river rippled, glowing faintly. Obinna blinked. What was that? Amarachi quickly pulled her hand away. "We should go home." But Obinna wasn't watching the river anymore. He was watching the woman who had made his heart a prisoner. Days after, Mama Nena noticed the changes quickly. Obinna hummed while washing plates. He smiled at nothing. He left home every evening and returned smelling faintly of river breeze. One night she asked softly, "Which girl is it?" Obinna almost choked on his food. "Mama, what girl?" "My son," she said, raising one eyebrow. When a man begins to smile at empty space and forgets his food on the fire, a woman is inside his heart. He blushed so deeply Mama laughed. "Tell me about her," she insisted. Obinna's voice softened as he spoke. "Mama, she is unlike anyone. She is gentle, beautiful, quiet, but mysterious." "Mysterious how?" she asked as she stepped away to get him water. "She avoids sunlight. She comes only in the evening. She always stays near the river. She does not know anyone in the village. And her hands are always cold." Mama Nena's smile faded slowly. Her face tightened. Her breath halted. Then she whispered, "Obinna, my son, what is her name?" "Amarachi," he replied. The calabash in Mama's hand slipped and shattered on the floor. She stared at him as though he had spoken the name of death. "Obinna," she whispered, her voice shaking. "You must stop seeing that girl." "What? Why?" "Stop," I said. She rarely raised her voice. That alone shook Obinna. "Mama, why?" "She has done nothing." Mama Nena's eyes welled with fear, not anger. "Obinna, Amarachi is the name of the girl who died in this village 20 years ago. The daughter of Adis, the woman who vanished into the river the night her child drowned." Obinna frowned. "That was impossible. My Amarachi is alive. I touch her, I speak to her. Mama grabbed his shoulders. Obinna, spirits can wear the bodies of the dead. Listen to me, leave her before the river claims you too. Obinna pushed her hands off gently but firmly. No, Mama. Amarachi is not a spirit. But as he left the room, he wondered. Why were her hands always cold? That evening, Obinna rushed to the riverbank, his mind heavy. Amarachi appeared as always, silent, soft, glowing faintly. Amarachi, he said, trying to steady his breath. Did you ever live here before? A long time ago. Her face paled. Who told you that? My mother. Pain flickered across Amarachi's eyes. Obinna, she whispered. Are you afraid of me? He took her hands, cold as river stones. No. Her eyes softened, glistening like wet sapphires. Then let me show you something, she whispered. She leaned forward and kissed him. The world exploded. The river roared behind them, rising with a violent splash. The wind twisted into spirals. The sky cracked with streaks of blue light. The moon glowed brighter. The ground trembled beneath their feet. Obinna staggered backward. What is happening? Amarachi's voice shook. My love. I should not have kissed you. Now you can see me for what I am. Her skin shimmered. Her outline blurred. For a moment, Obinna saw two versions of her, one glowing like a woman made of starlight, and one shadowed, hollow, ghost-like. He gasped. Amarachi, what are you? She began to cry. I am something that should not love the living. Out of fear, Obinna took to his heels and ran back home. That night, Obinna could barely sleep. The next day he went to the river, and there she was standing at the same spot as always. Confronted her again at the river. Tell me the truth. Who are you? Amarachi looked at the water, trembling. I died, Obinna. His heart stopped. I drowned 20 years ago. My mother jumped into the river to save me. The river kept both of us. The river kept you. Yes. Her voice cracked. I am no longer fully human, Obinna. I belong to the underworld. But every 20 years, when the river opens its gate, souls like me can return for a short time. Obinna stepped back in disbelief. You're a spirit. Half remembered, half forgotten. But why did you come back? She stepped closer, tears streaming down her glowing cheeks. Because, Obinna, the river gave me a choice. Return to the world for a short time, or fade forever. And you chose to come back. She nodded. Why? Her voice broke. To find the person whose heart would make me feel alive again. Obinna felt his breath leave him. You mean Umi? She smiled through tears. I didn't know it would be you. I didn't know anyone would ever see me, truly see me. But Obinna, I love you. He staggered. She continued. But tonight is the last night I can stay. The river will call me back. And when it does, I must go. Obinna felt the world spin. No. Amarachi, no. You can't leave me. She brushed his cheek with a cold hand. You are the light I never knew I needed. But I am not meant to stay among the living. Obinna dropped to his knees. I will come with you. She gasped. Obinna, you cannot enter the underworld. You will not return. I don't care. You must care. Her voice cracked like thunder. If you follow me into the water, you will lose your breath, your memories, your name, everything. I am nothing without you. She shook her head. You cannot love the dead. And you, he whispered, cannot run from love. She covered her mouth, sobbing silently. I don't want to lose you, she whispered. I don't want to go back. But I cannot defy the river. No soul can. The river behind her began to glow. A low, deep rumble echoed beneath their feet. The underworld was calling. As the river roared, Amarachi stepped backward, her feet sinking slightly into the glowing water. Obinna, she whispered. This is goodbye. No, he shouted. He rushed forward and grabbed her. His hands passed through her like mist. She looked at him with a pain so deep it felt like knives. I wish, she whispered, I had lived long enough to grow old with you. Amarachi. She stepped deeper into the water. Do not follow me, she begged. Live. Marry. Laugh. Grow old. Tell your children I loved you. The water rose to her waist. Her body began to dissolve like smoke. Tears poured down Obinna's face. I will never love again, he cried. She shook her head. You must. No. Obinna. I cannot. My heart is yours. She closed her eyes. Then let me take a piece of it with me. The river surged. A flash of white light consumed her. And just before she vanished completely, she whispered with her last breath, I will wait for you, on the other side of the water. Then she was gone. The river went silent. The glow faded. The wind stilled. Obinna fell to his knees and screamed, the kind of scream that rips apart a soul. For weeks, Obinna wandered the riverbank like a madman. He refused food. He refused rest. He refused to speak. Mama Nena feared she would lose him too. One night, heavy rain fell, the kind that floods rivers and tests the hearts of roofs. As Obinna sobbed under a tree, something strange happened. The rain around him slowed, softened, warmed. He looked up, and every raindrop glowed faintly. He stood slowly. The rain swirled around him, forming a small shimmering mist. A voice whispered through the water, Obinna. His heart stopped. Amarachi? The rain pulsed. I cannot return, but I can visit in this form. Once a year. Only for a moment. Amarachi, I miss you. I know. I love you. I know. Come back to me. A sad hush passed through the rain. I cannot. But listen, my love. You must live. You must breathe. You must finish the journey I could not. He trembled. I don't want a life you're not in. But I want yours. The rain drew closer, brushing his cheek like a kiss. You must promise me something. What? That you will not waste your heart. Give it to someone who can stay. Let my love strengthen you, not weaken you. He closed his eyes. I will try. The rain whispered. I will visit you again next year, on this same night, if the sky allows it. Then, slowly, painfully, the glow faded, and the rain returned to being just rain. A year passed. Then 2. Then 3. Then 5. Obinna lived, but quietly. He farmed. He helped his mother. He found joy in small things. He smiled sometimes, but never fully. People begged him to marry, but he refused. His heart is gone, the elders whispered. The river carried it away. Only Mama Nena knew the truth. Every year, on the same night, Obinna would walk alone to the river bank. And every year, the rain would fall glowing, even if the sky had been clear minutes earlier. Every year a voice would whisper his name. Every year, he fell in love all over again. 20 years later, the same number of years Amarachi had stayed between worlds, the sky grew heavy on the night of their annual meeting. Obinna was older now, lines on his face, wisdom in his eyes, and loneliness settled deep in his heart. As he reached the river, something strange happened. The rain did not fall. The air was still. Too still. He looked up. Amarachi? Silence. Fear pierced him. Amarachi? Then he saw it. A faint figure rising from the water. Not glowing like before. Not echoing like a spirit. But solid. Fully shaped. Beautiful. Alive. She smiled, the same shy, gentle smile she had given him the day they met. Obinna, she whispered. He gasped, stumbling backward. Amarachi, how? She walked toward him, feet not touching the ground. The river released me. Why? Because it knew my heart never left the world of the living. Because it saw how you waited. Because love that does not break bends the gates of the underworld. Obinna's breath trembled. You're alive. She nodded. The river gave me form again. Not a spirit. Not a shadow. Not a memory. She touched his hand. Warm. For the first time. I am yours, for as long as the world allows. Obinna fell to his knees. But she lifted his chin gently. Stand with me, Obinna. He rose slowly. Then he pulled her into his arms and wept like a child. She wept 2 warm tears on his shoulder. The river glowed behind them, brighter than ever before. And for the first time in 20 years, the river's voice whispered not with sadness, but with blessing. Obinna and Amarachi married quietly by the river. Some villagers whispered that she was not truly human. Others said love had resurrected her. No one knew the full truth. But Mama Nena did. She saw the way Amarachi brought laughter back to her son's face. She saw the way Obinna looked at her as though he had finally found home. And she knew. Love had done what no charm, no priest, no sacrifice could do. It had brought back the dead. Obinna and Amarachi lived many peaceful years together. Some say she aged slowly, like water. Others say the river watched over them with kindness. But one thing is sure. Their love became a story told in Umuaro for generations. A story whispered at riverbanks, told by elders, softly carried by rain, forever etched in the memory of those who believe in impossible love. And even now, they say, if you stand by the river during a heavy night rain, you may hear two voices laughing softly, together, like lovers who defeated the underworld. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more stories.